Hey y'all, Nomadic Fanatic, Eric here. I've been really excited to make a video that shows the other side of what I do on YouTube. You know, I've got a lot of followers that are really into like the RV stuff that I explore and talk to you guys about, but then there's also like the filming and the editing and all the hard work that, well, more work that goes into actually making these videos and making them look good, or at least trying to. So in answer to all the questions that people have asking me about what equipment I use, I'm finally going to show you exactly what I use and kind of explain to you how I use it, and also how I do the editing process and what program I use on my MacBook to edit. So in order to get this process started, what I had to do was rent another camera from the college, you know, to be able to show this camera that I'm using. So throughout this video, I'm going to be showing some other video from the other camera. I don't know if you're going to notice the difference or whatnot, but anyway, here's the problem with the college, and this is basically exactly why I ended up buying my own equipment. I went to check out some equipment and got everything that I was supposed to get. Got here, I was ready to film the actual video. I opened up the bag, looked inside, saw all these awesome cords and everything I would need, and there are no fucking batteries in the bag. No batteries. They physically took the batteries out of the bag and didn't check me out any batteries for the camera. And of course they run a different kind of battery than the one I own. So anyway, I still have the power cord, so I'm not totally screwed. I'm just gonna plug it in and do it that way. But let's get started, and let me switch over to the other camera and show you the equipment that I have. Okay, so I'm using the school camera right now, and I can already tell the quality's a lot crappier. I have my external microphone plugged in for better audio, but this is going to be interesting. So let me show you what I own here. Nice little Canon bag here. Up here in this mesh pocket is where I keep my external microphone that I'm wearing right now, so I won't be able to show you that right now. I have this action pan device, so you mount the camera here, and it's got a cold shoe up here for a light or an external microphone, and then you can hold it like this and it keeps the video a lot more steady. I just have a basic tripod here. In my bag I have one of these guys that can basically hook to anything and hold my camera, like a tree branch or something else. I have this little L bracket brace, which I actually do use a lot. I just mount the camera right there, and then it has actually two cold shoes up here. God, you can hold it like that and have a shotgun microphone and a light hooked to that. And then I got this bad boy here. Big dual suction cup. This thing it's really heavy, and it mounts to anything. These rotate, and you're able to mount it to any flat surface. And I'll show you what that looks like hooked up to a window or something in a minute. I also carry around headphones so I can monitor audio when I'm doing interviews. Here's my camera. It's a Canon Vixia HFR 42, and it's a lot smaller than the one I'm using from campus right now. So yeah. Then a bunch of power cords and stuff in here. I actually got a lot of extra batteries. I got 2 extra batteries and 2 extra chargers, so I can always be charging batteries. Now with the extra chargers, both extra chargers also came with car adapter DC things, so you could just plug those into the charger, and I could have one charging in the car if I'm mobile, which is great. I keep extra charged batteries in this pocket over here. I also have some extra batteries for my lavalier microphone. And then just to know which batteries are dead and not, I keep the dead batteries over here in the other pocket on the other side. So yes, this is the equipment that I use for shooting all of my video, both inside the RV and my interviews that I've been doing. Let me set up some of this equipment and then show you a little behind the scenes of how I actually use my equipment now. just something small like this where I can put it on the table, you know, because most of my other stuff, like in this one, what I was actually going to do was do a little demonstration of the refrigerator, you know, so I'd want to have the camera focused on me for most of this demonstration while I'm talking, but then when I start talking about specifics inside the fridge and freezer, I'm going to want to take it off that, hold it in my hand, and kind of focus in on the fridge and put that material in the video later. But this is pretty much a general use of my camera. This is how I do a lot of it. As far as battery life, I can usually get about just at 100 minutes per battery, and I have 3 of those batteries. I also have a spare battery in my LED light that I keep charged. Those batteries will last about 30 to 40 minutes total a piece. So I try and turn those off when I'm not using them or when I don't need them. And then here I'll show you a little bit about how I use the action pan. I've really only used this for interviews and when walking around the RV. It just keeps the camera, it keeps all the shakiness out of the camera. It makes the images look a lot more still and fluid. Sometimes if I use 2 hands and do it right, you can't even tell. Like, you'd think I was actually using a tripod when I'm walking around with this thing. It's so still. And then the only other last piece of equipment that I didn't show you is the tripod, and I'm pretty sure most of you know how to use a tripod. I actually got this tripod specifically for the purpose that it had a really narrow piece that I could attach my action pan to, so that way, you know, I mean, otherwise it wouldn't have fit underneath, I guess. Yeah, I don't know how useful this is going to be. I'm trying my best here. I can't think of any other way to show you the equipment that I use. I'm really good behind the scenes, but I'm not good at showing you how it works behind the scenes. So, at this point, I guess what I'll do is kind of show you a little bit about how I do editing software. I don't have a screen capture program on my MacBook to be able to make it high quality, so I'm just going to show you with the camera over my shoulder. But at this point, what I would need to do is take out the SD card from the camera, and then I'll just put that into my MacBook. I'm going to open up and use Adobe Premiere Creative Cloud 7.0, and I'm going to import my files, and I'm going to start putting together a little sequence for you. Okay, so this is Adobe Premiere Pro 7.0 Creative Cloud. Anyway, we'll import the files from the SD card that I put in. Some people said that Macs don't like the AVCHD format that Canon uses. They're full of shit. You know, they maybe it doesn't work if you use iMovie or some of those cheap programs, but Adobe Premiere accepts them just fine. Sometimes it gives you this little warning that says file import failure, but it's a complete lie because the files come in just fine. So here's all the video that I shot from the college one. So what you can do is you can kind of double click these. This is your preview window here. So here's where, you know, I would go back and hit play. Okay, well, yes, this is a terribly shitty camera. Okay, whatever. But you find the video you want to start with, and usually it's probably going to be something that I narrated, something that I actually talked in, so we'll just pick this guy right here. Okay, are we on? Test, on? Yeah, okay. Okay, so then I'm just going to select my in point by pressing I. Okay, so I'm using the school camera right now, and I can already tell the quality's a lot crappier. I have my external microphone. I selected that out, so I just want that little piece. I'm going to just drag this down into my timeline down here, and I guess it's asking me if I want to change the sequence settings. I have to because this is the other camera that is integrated, not progressive, so yeah, blah, blah, blah. Then that appears over here. This is my movie window, right? So press play on that. Okay, so I'm using the school camera right now, and I can already tell the quality's a lot crappier. Okay, so there's just one piece, right? And then I can grab another piece over here. Let's say I want to grab this piece right here. I can just grab a little piece of this by going in and then out, okay? Then I can grab this piece and I can put it on top of what I just showed you. And I can put that in different places. Now when you watch this video, it's going to have the other piece of video overlaid over the top of it while I'm still talking. And I'll show you what that would look like. Okay, so I'm using the school camera right now, and I can already tell the quality's a lot crappier. But as you can see also, I mean, that was my camera, that wasn't the school camera, but, you know, this is a process that usually takes, you know, hours to be able to edit all that in and get the audio levels right. And get all this extra stuff I need, but once you do that, you can export it, and then you have to upload it to YouTube, and so, yeah, I just sit here and edit for hours and hours. So yeah, that kind of explains my editing process. For those of you that wanted to know the technical aspects of how I put together some videos in my RV and how I do interviews and stuff like that. Otherwise, if you're only interested in the RV stuff, you probably didn't give a crap about anything I just showed you and didn't understand half of it. But it's pretty basic. Anyway. Alright, Nomadic Fanatic, I'll be talking to you guys later.